Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about an aspect that's been happening for the most part in 2021 and will continue on through 2022. That aspect is the square between Uranus and Saturn. Now, they were actually exact the last time. It happens 3 to 4 times that this aspect goes back and forth and forms. But the last time it was exact was on December 24th of 2021. This aspect always has to do with some kind of clearing the air, destroying something, preparing us for the new. And it is always about destruction on some level. And I can go back to previous dates and times. As a matter of fact, I wrote a very, very extensive article on this for the University of Vedic Astrology's research journal that's about to come out in the next month. But I gave all the dates and times relative to when this aspect occurred. So before I forget and continue on, let me remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter, which if you'll go to my website, galacticcenter.org, sign up for my free newsletter, you will get all of these aspects being delivered to your email address, tell you what's going on and what I'm doing for the year. So you won't want to miss that at galacticcenter.org. And while you are there, please look at my beautiful spiritual jewelry where I'm selling malas and spiritual jewelry that represents who and what we're doing on the journey on planet Earth. Now, let's continue on to looking deeper into this aspect. Now, Saturn and Uranus, as they aspect each other, it actually takes 45 years for them to form a conjunction. So for both planets to travel around and come to a conjunction, it takes 45 years, going through all 12 signs. Now, but every 11 to 12 years, they make what I call a hard aspect. And that's what we're seeing right now. The square is a hard aspect. So there is the square, the opposition, another square, and a conjunction. So they make a hard aspect 4 times in this 45-year cycle. But it really does flavor the time. Let me give you a little idea of how extreme this aspect can be, because one of the times that they were conjunct was the year of 1942. And if anybody knows about what went on during that time, that was the peak of World War II. Talk about destruction. Another time that they were conjunct was in 1988. And during that time was the Pan Am crash, where there was explosives in the 747 jet. It was blown up on terrorism. And this happened where it exploded over Lockerbie, Scotland. This was in 1988. And this started a whole round of terrorism. So you'll see that this is a very, very important aspect to pay attention to. Now, they are going to be kind of hit and miss for a while, but they will come back to the same degree, Saturn and Uranus, forming a square at 24 degrees of Aries and Capricorn. Saturn's in Capricorn while Uranus is in Aries. Remember, I'm talking about the Vedic sidereal zodiac, not tropical Western. And when I think about Aries, Uranus being in the sign of Aries, I think of sudden, impulsive events that happen when you least expect them. Well, that's the quality of Uranus. But in the sign of Aries, Aries is the sign of jumping ahead, not thinking before you do things. So this causes extreme, sudden, unexpected events that will happen completely out of the blue. Now let me talk about Saturn. Saturn is the planet that deals with structure, discipline, focus, but Saturn can deal with the past and the old, while Uranus deals with the future and the new. And actually, these two planets couldn't be more different than each other, because Saturn wants to pull back and take it slow, where Uranus is, let's do things unexpected, just jump in, do it as quick as possible. And they are squaring each other from what we call cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are the signs that represent things that happen quickly, action-oriented sign. It's actually the highest energetic sign. So Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra are the cardinal signs of action. And they're actually the points of change, because if you consider in the Northern Hemisphere, the times of the seasonal changes always happen in these signs, whether it's Libra in the fall or Aries in the spring, or we have the December, which is the winter solstice, and we have summer when it's Cancer in the summer solstice. These are the points of the seasons. So this represents radical shifts and radical changes. So what do I see with these planets forming these aspects from these signs? Well, one thing in my research which I discovered, and by the way, another thing you might want to know about is my book on predictions, The Secrets of Predictions. I wrote this a while ago, but it is all about the transiting planets as they aspect each other in the heavens and how they form events and eclipses, all of that. That's what is in that book. And I go through historically all these different events to prove my point with these transits, how they affect us in the world. But let me just say, Uranus is notorious to cause earthquakes, because what is sudden and unexpected? An earthquake. Another thing that Uranus has a lot to do with is airplanes. It deals with the aviation industry, and it actually also rules astrology, because it rules the future. It rules high-tech, futuristic technology. And you're going to find that there's going to be major breakthroughs in technology. Why? Because Uranus being in the sign of Aries, and especially as it transits into the latter part of Aries, which it will be in the nakshatra called Bharani, which means a new birth and breakthrough. So you're going to see this year major breakthroughs in new births. And I think a lot of this is going to deal with discovering new health regimes, how to heal, because we're on the focus of trying to find cures, especially with the coronavirus being prevalent for the past 2 years. Everyone's looking at their health in a different way. Everyone's looking for new healing, and there will come some new discoveries in health and healing with Uranus in this sign, because Aries is new beginnings, new frontiers, and of course that can represent space. Uranus represents space and technology. But at the same time, when Saturn squares Uranus, this is where this crisis comes about. And something big is going to happen in this year of 2022. And I just noticed that Uranus this month of January is stationing to turn direct. And as Uranus stations to turn direct, this will intensify its energy. And I believe it's turning direct around the 22nd of this month, January. Now it's going to stand still. What a stationing planet actually is when it's changing directions. So Uranus has been retrograde. And now it's going to slow down, stop, and turn direct. And in the process of its coming to a halt and a stop, it's going to intensify everything that Uranus is about. Future, progress, excitement. But let me just say, earthquakes. So you're going to see the earth shake. And I believe we just had a major tsunami recently. Watch this year of 2022 with this aspect. We're going to have some major shakeups, some major earthquakes, tsunamis. It's going to be intense. And especially when Uranus and Saturn come back late September and October of 2022, they will come back and form this square for the last and final time this year of 2022. But you're going to see so many shakeups. So many shakeups. Another thing I did mention that Uranus does rule, it deals with revolutions, freedom. People are really going to revolt, especially during this whole year. And while Uranus is stationing right now, the month of January, but also come next September, October, it's going to be huge shakeups. So whatever's happening now, you're going to see even more happening September, October this year of 2022. Get ready. This is a time of revolution, fight for freedom, and it's going to break free from the past and the old structures and even governments. You know, Saturn being in the sign of Capricorn deals with government and controls the government, has been putting on the masses of the people with all the lockdowns. People are revolting. People have had it. People are going to take their freedom back with a revolution and a revolt. I often said this year will be much like a civil war. There's so much that is going to happen this year. It is actually, if I could put it nicely, an exciting year. Sometimes we want calm years, though, not excitement, right? So this is what I'm seeing. But this is a powerful aspect. And I'm seeing, yes, air travel. It will, this year of 2022, we will have some calamities with air travel. Absolutely. Uranus rules airplanes, and look what happened in 1988. So airplanes, air travel has become safer than it ever has in all of history. But there's going to be some foul-ups. You'll see this is a very intense, crazy time for traveling, for air travel, and particularly earth changes. Not only we have earthquakes, but we're going to have changes in the climate because it's getting warmer, it's getting more extreme everywhere where the poles could be definitely changing. So this is a radical year of change and transformation, but most of all, there are breakdowns because of revolutions. People are angry about the way things have been going, but this is a time where there's a big completion coming from all that has been brewing over the past few years. And finally, the revolt, the radical events, things that need to change are going to happen. This is a year of change, earth-wise and society, people as a whole. People have changed. They're different. And plus, people are global. We can communicate with everyone around the world. So it is as a mass consciousness that people are rebelling, not just any particular country. But I guarantee you, the leadership in many countries will and has to change. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like any more information on me, a reading, or if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, become part of our astrological community, go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. And if you would like to learn more about me, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.